Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and I'm excited for this video because this product that I'm going to show off actually combines a couple different technologies, and I had thought that someone should have done this a while ago, but it's nice that it's finally here. So in this video, I'd like to show off the NetGear Orbi Voice, and what makes this product so special is that it's not only a mesh Wi-Fi system, of course NetGear having some of the best routers out there, but it also combines the Amazon Alexa voice assistant and has a Harman Kardon speaker built into the router. I do have to give a big shout out to NetGear for sponsoring this video, sending over the Orbi Voice for use, and it has been the router I have been using, so I want to quickly show you guys what comes in the box, maybe quickly talk about the setup process, but also give you my thoughts and experiences with the Orbi Voice. Let's get started. So this is everything you get in the box. First of all, quick start guide, of course, and also letting you know it does have Circle with Disney to help manage online time. You can pause bedtime, specific usage, or put on time limits. Of course, AC adapters for both the router and the satellite. And yes, you do have an Ethernet cable. And finally, you have your router satellite combo. Now this is the Orbi router right here, and then you have your smart speaker, which acts as a satellite. So this isn't actually the router itself. You will set the router up with this one. You will connect this guy to the modem. Now that's a very good thing because, of course, if the speaker was the actual router, it would limit you to where you need to put it because of wherever your modem is, which is a very good thing because I don't want this specific speaker in my office, which is where my modem is. I would like it out in the family room. The Orbi router, very plain and basic, some ventilation down towards the bottom, some grips as well so it doesn't slide around. Now the big part on the back, here is what it offers. A sync button, the slot for the modem, and 3 Ethernet ports along with a USB 2.0 slot, which is great if you have any sort of storage that you want over your network. And here is the satellite, which has a nice soft touch feel, a great look. Down at the bottom, of course, some ventilation and I'm sure some design feature for the speaker itself. Up towards the top, you actually do have touch controls. I'll show those off in just a second. And you have 4 microphones. On the back, you also have a sync button and 2 Ethernet slots. A lot of times, the satellite might not even have an Ethernet slot, and this one includes 2. So nice job, NetGear. Thanks for doing that. Power button, DC, and reset. Overall, the setup process was easy and seamless, walking you through where you needed to set everything up. All I did was scan the QR code on the router, and it just about did everything itself. The Orbi app is very feature-filled and very useful. You can change all of your settings. You can customize guest Wi-Fi parental controls. You can even do a speed test. What I like about it is that it has a full device list where you can pause and resume internet connection for each individual device. For the satellite, you also have specific EQ controls if you would like to change it based on the specific type of sound you're looking for. Taking a look at the top of the router, we do have those touch-sensitive buttons, and each acts as a different purpose. Of course, you do have a mute button on the left. You have a mute for the microphone on the right, and you'll see it does have that underglow underneath, which I do really like the look of. So if we go ahead and turn both of those off, there is a middle button which will activate Alexa. So press it and you'll see it has a really nice blue looking color as well. And I also want to point out that it does have a volume bar, which is up towards the top, which will light up depending on where you drag your finger or just press your finger on any side, and that volume will raise and lower depending on where you press. This mesh Wi-Fi system will cover up to 4,500 square feet, which is quite a bit, so easily covering my entire apartment, and also has speeds up to 3 gigabits per second, which is insane speeds that you can have that over Wi-Fi. The Orbi Voice is an AC3000 tri-band router with a quad core inside, so that is essentially how you can get speeds up to 3 gigabits a second, and of course with the mesh Wi-Fi system covering a crazy amount of range. So let's move on to what makes this router so special, and that's the fact that it has a speaker built into it. Now, the audio is by Harman Kardon. It has a 3.5-inch woofer and a 1-inch tweeter. And what that really means is, for me, no matter what room I would put this router in, it completely fills the entire room with sound. It definitely gets loud enough for me, and it has far field technology, So if I need to ask it some commands, some Alexa commands, it answers me. And I do want to make a side note about the design, and honestly, this is probably one of the best designed routers I've ever owned, and I've owned a good amount of routers. And the main reason I say that is because nobody knows it's actually a router. It looks like a speaker, and it looks like a very good looking speaker. And that's kind of the whole point, is that you can have it sitting out and no one was able to guess that it's a router. Everyone just thought it was a speaker. And it goes really well with just about all my decorations, anything like that, so I have no problem having it sit out and would have it sit out in any room in my apartment. And yes, the Orbi voice does have Amazon's voice assistant built into it. So if I just said, Alexa, what's the weather right now?
Right now in Batavia, it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies.
So I did have the volume down a little bit, but that's not even all the way up, and it gets really, really loud. And yes, you have a ton of different smart home devices that you can control just with your voice. Also worth mentioning, when you hover over the Orbi, it actually activates those lights up on the top, so they're not always lit. You actually will sense some motion and you can go ahead and control them. But let's go ahead and test it out. Turn the family room lights on. And there you have it. Just turn the lights on like so, my Philips Hue lights. And of course, you can connect to a lot of different things. In terms of connectivity throughout the mesh Wi-Fi system throughout my entire apartment, I've had a stable connection. I noticed the handoff between the two different nodes works just fine. Also, I noticed I'm on the 3rd level. When I go all the way down to the ground floor and I stand outside, call an Uber, I'm still connected to the Wi-Fi and the connection seems to be just fine. I can still browse the web while I'm standing outside, which I wasn't actually able to do with some other previous routers that I've had. And when it comes to speeds, I've been really happy with this router combo. I've not actually ran into any issues with speeds slowing down. I've gotten peak speeds, exactly what I pay for from my internet service provider. So that's just about everything I wanted to cover on the Orbi voice for now. Overall, I've been really happy using it. Connection has been great. There's a reason that Time Magazine named it one of the best inventions of 2018, because of course I was like, this is a no-brainer. It makes sense to integrate an assistant with your router, so it's great that NetGear decided to finally do that. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about the Orbi voice. Of course, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.